Good morning, friends, followers, subscribers, Trevorites, but mainly good morning to you, the subscribers, because without you, the channel wouldn't grow. And it's grown in the last 3 days, isn't it? We're now at 88.3. Yes, heading towards that milestone of 90. Will it come? I don't know. But listen, if you're watching this video right now and you've not yet subscribed, why not? It's free. Right, people. Yesterday, as you all fully are aware, I ended up going to the University of Creative Arts down in Surrey, down at Epsom. I wasn't originally meant to go because the night before I'd done my live stream and said I wasn't going because someone else was going, but then they had to pull out at the last minute, and I jumped in that seat and I went down. And the journey wasn't that bad, actually. I'm being honest. On the way down, it was really, really smooth. The transition, having to wait around for the university for a young lad to do his induction and to go here and find out his keys, and that was a pain in the ass, having to hang around, but it's a one-off. And then on the way back, heading towards the Dartford Tunnel, it was smooth. And I just told people, it's an easy journey. And then I was stuck for an hour on the road where the traffic went to a standstill. Yes, it was terrible. 30 miles from home, stuck there, but it's done. But I managed to, yes, check this out, I managed to link up with an old friend, a lady called Sabrina, who is one of the top fire officers in the UK. And she brought out a book called In the Heat of the Moment. She's brought out a couple of books now, actually. And she runs a podcast here on this platform called The Dog Scholar. I find her quite funny, very intelligent lady. And I did give her a shout out yesterday. And I think over 100 of you went across and joined her channel, which means she's got 2,100 now. So thank you to those who went across and checked her out. She is quite funny, and she talks about dogs and turns it into it looks like a stand-up show. It's really well put together. It's a better production than I produce, if I'm honest, but there we go. Right, and yesterday I mentioned about Russell Brand. Yes, today there's 17 stories about him in the one publication. So if you look across the platform of the mainstream media today, there's probably over 100 stories all about him. Stars are coming out of the woodwork. He did this. He once touched my leg. He once groped me. Yes, he once chased me out of the bar saying he chased me down the street saying, I want sex with you. I mean, all the allegations. It seems strange, but when I look back at this, we all know he was a sex addict. He went to the Priory. I honestly, and I'm going to say this, if you were a female at the time when you knew Russell Brand was a sex addict and he was all over the media and you decided to date him, I'm being serious. Come on, people. There's too much coming out now to stand by somebody. So do you know what I mean? I'm going to say this, right? Let's let the authorities do their job. Oh, that's a silly thing to say. The Metropolitan Police currently have 201 officers off, suspended. 1,600 allegations against discrimination against women with the Metropolitan Police. And over 60 officers a month could lose their job at the Met under investigation. Is it really is the Metropolitan Police the right people to be investigating Russell Brand? Are they? Are they? I don't think they are. I think there's enough issues with the Metropolitan Police. I think they should bring in an outside company, an outside force with good character and good reputation to investigate him. Because if you're going to hand over the investigation to Metropolitan Police, is it going to be done correctly? It's just my opinion, by the way. It's just my opinion. Okay, there we go. And do you remember Melvin Bragg? Yes, he's a presenter at the BBC, I believe. He's now complained. He has a point. He has a point. Melvin Bragg has complained. He says, I don't understand why Gary Lineker gets paid 27 times more. His salary is 27 times more than my salary, and yet my program attracts the same audience as Gary Lineker. Why is this? Melvin, I'm going to be honest, it's a hard pill to swallow. But whenever you tweet something or put something on social media, it's shared by 50 people. When Gary Lineker tweets something about the BBC and it's shared by millions of people. So Gary is bringing in more people to what I'm not a fan, I'm just saying. Gary's in the media, he's got millions of people that follow him and you don't. So Gary can promote things and which is cheaply for the BBC. They ask him to do, and he puts stuff out. People follow Gary Lineker, Melvin. They don't follow you. Unfortunately, it's just the way of the times of social media. And I think that's probably why he gets what he gets. I'm not justifying it. I'm just saying it's maybe a reason. Yes. Yes. Hadn't heard of Melvin Bragg until he mentioned... Here's the thing, Melvin. Whenever you're saying something about Gary Lineker, you're hitting the headlines. But when you're saying something about something else, nobody wants to know. Does that make it quite clear, maybe? Possibly? There we go. And Ed Miliband has now come out. Ed Miliband has now come out and says, I would like to have a full investigation into Russell Brand's behaviour. Another one, Ed Miliband, who's never in the media. All of a sudden, he says something about Russell Brand, and he's now up there in the media. Yes, Ed, there's already an investigation into Russell Brand. We don't need your 10 pence worth, okay? Let the authorities do their job, and if he's guilty, hopefully he'll be prosecuted. If he's not guilty, then Channel 4 and some women have a lot to answer for. But let's just see, you know. Yeah. Katy Perry is remaining silent about him. Yes. And the thing that I got today was a couple of people, who was it said? Someone says, I got offended whenever the comedian, ready? This is what he's... I got offended when the comedian said a joke about my daughters. Comedian, joke. I'm just saying, Jimmy Carr's out there, tone with that. I think right now you're going to have a lot of comedians tone down their material until this blows over, because you know you can't be out on the edge like some of them are. We live in weird times. We live in weird times, people really, really do. Well, listen, I'm going to go, and in fact, I'm going to go and watch, I think it's a 2-day-old or 3-day-old episode. I'm going to go and watch an episode of The Dog Scholar in about 2 seconds because I find it funny. Anyway, listen, have a wonderful day, everyone. Thanks for supporting my channel. I have a story brewing at the minute, but I'm holding it down, which is eating away at me because I want to get it out. It's going to be ferocious. Have a wonderful day, people. Stay safe.